Hey everyone, okay, this is a collaboration with NailperfectionXO. I'll put her channel link below. We had a theme of black, white and marble. Sorry if I sound a bit bunged up, I have got a cold. Right, these are the tips I was telling you guys about. They are the pre-pinched stiletto tips from Glitter Planet UK. They are amazing. I have a link in the description box below and a cool code for you guys to get some money off, which is awesome. So I've applied these and prepped off camera because it was my first time using them, so I was just getting used to them and stuff like that. I'm using CJP Peach Sorbet, Snow White and Crystal Clear. I'm also using CJP Magic Flakes and the Glitter Fairies Superfine Graphite Mix. It's a metallic, it's stunning. Okay, let's get started. First of all, I'm just going to, I haven't got much clear left, so I decided to build this nail with my, with Peach Sorbet, which I haven't tried before, and I really love this nail bed colour actually. It's really nice. I feel like, because I'm still using my old brush, and I do feel like when my new brush comes, I'm hoping it'll have a bit more rigidity to it, because this brush is very, what's the word? Cheap, so it's very flimsy. It doesn't have much backbone to it, so when I'm trying to blend a system that likes to be drier like CJP, I do struggle. So I'm finding that if I do the bead to the right consistency, which is quite dry, my brush just can't deal with it. I can't move it around, and if I do it wetter, then it becomes really sticky. So I can't wait for my brush to arrive. I know Lucy's on medical leave, so it's taking longer, but I'm super excited about it to leave because I really think it's going to up my nail game a lot. But all I'm doing is just building out the nail using the Peach Sorbet, making sure, obviously this is a lot longer than I'm used to, so I need to adjust my apex and arch and everything like that to make sure that the stress points are nice and thick. Okay, also another tip, because these tips are very pinched, you want to check your product all the time on the sidewalls, because you don't want it running and building up and getting all yucky. You just want to keep good control of it because the shape is there, everything's there, you know, it's just like amazing and super easy to work with. I'm going in now with Snow White. Now I've put my placement further down and tried to blend down and just worked with it a bit wetter, and I forgot that white acrylic in general is stickier, and because this one likes to be normally used drier, it was super sticky, so it did contaminate my monomer and I had to change my monomer out. My brush was sticky and I was like, oh my god, stressing. I nearly just didn't even bother doing the video at one point. I was really having a tantrum with myself, but I think it's important to share and say, look, okay, if you work a bit wetter with this, it's going to be really sticky, but if you've got a good brush and you can work pretty well, then you're fine. It's just that honestly, this brush was £6 from eBay and I've had it, I don't know, I'll tell you, I'll find out, it's probably about 9 months maybe. Might even be longer. It needs changing out. It's not got the strength to deal with when the product starts to set. I can't move it about, whereas if you've got a nice firm brush, you can do a lot more. So it's kind of like my own fault that I'm having this issue. I think for this nail in particular, if I had to do it again, I would have just built it in clear or a cover pink, and I would have used white gel because I'm going to be doing a hand painted design on it anyway, so I could have just used a white gel polish and it would have been a lot easier. On this next nail, this had to be done with the white, and I felt like I was getting used to the consistency and stickiness of it by now. I worked thinner because this nail is going to have the magic flake on it and then it's going to be capped, so I needed to have it kind of a thin layer underneath, not too bulky, otherwise the nail will be huge. I also think, if you guys don't mind, from now on I might actually just work on practice tips, because it's very hard doing your own nails, staying in shot and, you know, not making a ton of mistakes. I think it would be a lot easier to show you design work and ideas in a kind of more calm and controlled way, not like a maniac, if I was doing it on a practice tip. So if that's all right with you guys, then that's how I'm going to do it. And then obviously when my salon's open and I've got clients in, that'll be a whole different story. But in the meantime, you know, I can't just wait, unfortunately, because I am a certified addict of nails. Right, so I've added my magic flake on the white nail. I'm going in on my index finger with a layer of clear, because I'm going to do a full nail of the superfine graphite glitter. So I've gone into my clear and then into the superfine. And I mean, look at the coverage. Look how it picks up. It's just tons of the stuff. It got everywhere. Now, when I was at home and did my other hand, so I did my right hand the day before, I knocked over my glitter, the whole pot. It went in my brush. So I turned around quickly, because I was just sat on the sofa doing my nails. I know, it's my own fault. And I turned around and my brush knocked over the glitter. So my brush was full of glitter. I instantly didn't even think, dipped it in my monomer. So then my whole jar of monomer was full of glitter. Everything was contaminated. It was a nightmare. But I got it all cleaned, I got it all sorted. I was just having a clumsy couple of nail days. But I'm just building the whole nail nice and thin with this glitter. This super fine, you can really get some good coverage out of this, and it doesn't take a lot. And once the nail's wet, you can dip your dry brush in and pat anything you need. It's really important. See me quickly turn over my paper there, my toweling, because I'm going to be capping and I don't want to contaminate that with the glitter. A couple of bits were here and there, but I gave my brush a really good clean. Obviously I've sped this up, so I gave my brush a really good clean and checked my monomer wasn't contaminated before I went and capped my nails. So capping is all about covering the glitter, making sure it turns matte, making sure the final structure of your nail is the way you want it, and taking time to think about, okay, how long is this nail? Where's the stress point? How thick do I need to build that area? And just make sure it's, you know, this is like your final chance to get it the way you want it before filing. Now, if you can see there, my thumb just popped into shot. I had already started my thumb at the beginning of the set and I forgot to record it. So I do apologise. Okay, I'm just going in, double checking, putting some extra product there, because I know I'm going to beat the crap out of these nails because I'm not used to them being this long. And already I've had them on for a day and all my nail beds are aching where I keep catching them, but I will get used to it. Also, filing them, because they're so long and it's hard to support them without sending your fingers into complete crampy spasms. Where I filed them, it was quite uncomfortable. It sort of feels a bit bruised, but hey, it's what we do, isn't it? It's what we sacrifice to have gorgeous nails. So I'm going to cap this nail again, making sure that I think about the structure, making sure that I cover all of the glitter. And just, I mean, I did have a lot of filing on these nails. I was really clumsy working with them. It was very awkward. I did have a lot more filing than I would have if I was working on somebody else. And because I hand file, it did take me a while, so I didn't film the filing stage. It was just too much. Okay, so on the thumb, I've built a smile line, wait for it to dry, filed it out, or filed it in, really, and then I'm going in with the white. It doesn't matter if I go over the smile line, because I'm going to file into it before. What I do, for me, is I make a complete mess by doing it like this, and then I'll file it to the way I want it, and then I will cap it, just to make sure everything's the way I want it. And if when I build it out, I'm completely happy and I think, okay, I really don't need to cap that, then I don't. But what I often do is build it out, then file it. And if I think I need to add some more strength to it, which I did with this case because I just wasn't happy with the apex, then I will cap it. So it might be a little bit of extra work the way I do it, but I think that's just because I don't often do smile lines and stuff, if you know, at the moment. So I think practice makes perfect, doesn't it? The more you do, the more you just know exactly where you've got to place everything and exactly how much you need. But that's all I'm doing really, just making sure if you go over the line, you know when you file back into it, it's going to be perfectly crisp and beautiful. And this is the end of the first video. If you want to see how these nails look after filing and how I achieved the final look with the marble art, then check out number 2.